Gerard and Simon, welcome to People Legal.
Good to be here. Great to be
here. Yeah, fantastic. So, gosh, I tell you, it's been a busy conference.
Fantastic. It's been crazy for us. We've been run off our feet.
I saw that. I actually walked in there and that sort of stuff, and so here we are. We get you guys in, which is fantastic. So,
yeah. Sorry it's taken us a while, but we were 5 deep at the booth there for a while.
I can see that. Yeah.
So it's been great. It's the sort of result we wanted.
Fantastic. So for our audience, can you guys introduce yourselves and I guess what you do in your journey, how you got the business going?
Yeah, sure. So obviously I'm Gerard, and my background is law.
Yep.
So I've been doing law for 27 years now, nearly 30.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's where I started. I started off because I wanted to go to court, a bit like LA law. But I went off to court and I realized you've got to have a sharp legal mind to go to court, and mine's as sharp as the cutting edge of beach ball. So I came across from the dark side to property, and I've been doing that ever since. This is Simon.
Yeah, I'm Simon. I'm the tech half of the equation. I did a short stint at university in the law and kind of found myself really attracted to software, and I've been in software my entire career, which is not quite as long as Gerard's career, you can probably tell.
Yeah. Failed law school.
I didn't fail law school. No. I sort of voluntarily went into software. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you had a big role and most recently you were looking after 200 developers.
Indeed, yeah. Up until recently, I was the general manager at Datacom. I had a team of about 200 software engineers.
Wow.
And I was well away from the coalface at that point and sort of found my way back full circle doing law and technology and writing software. If you can believe it.
Perfect. So tell us about Lighthouse.
Yeah, so the backstory was that in my first job, I was doing property transactions, and in week one, so I work with my uncle, who's a sole practitioner out in the burbs here in Auckland, New Lynn. And so imagine the first day I'm driving to the office, I'm wearing a shiny suit, I'm listening to AC/DC, and I'm thinking, probably now that I'm a lawyer, I should transition to classical music. I mean, that's genuinely what I thought. Like, I'm a lawyer, I'm going to have to behave myself. So I arrived at the office, and Uncle Pat sat me down and said, your first file's a conveyance, right? Yep. And he taught me through the process. And I thought, what the Freddie Mercury? But this process is so antiquated, I'm going to have to fix that. And that's what genuinely is the genesis of this idea.
Wow.
It's taken me 30 years. We've had 3 kids and a mortgage along the way. Slowed me down slightly.
Yeah.
But then about 2 years ago, I said, finally, I'm going to get around to fixing this. So, and that's where Simon came into the equation.
Fantastic. And so how big you guys, I mean, I guess what's your in market-wise and things like that, how big are you on the market and that sort of thing?
Yeah, well, sort of Gerard and I got together about 18 months ago, just a bunch of sticky notes on the wall of my
I love it.
in Wellington, mapped out what conveyancing looked like, and it looked fairly simple back then, but the more I plugged it with a stick, the more I realized that it's perhaps not quite so simple. So we launched a product early on, about 3 months sort of development time, that we got it into one firm. We grew that little beta group to about 10 law firms.
Fantastic.
And we spent a year working closely with those 10 firms, just iterating and iterating.
Excellent.
I learned pretty early on that Gerard had lots of ideas, but perhaps not all of them were practically applicable to all these other law firms. And so we formed this
avatars and everything. I mean, he's like, no, let's listen to what
the lawyers want. Exactly. Yeah. And very proud to say that kind of towards the end of last year, we reached a milestone of saving about 1 to 2 hours per transaction.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty good on a sort of 12-hour average for a conveyance. And so we launched in November last year, and now we've got about 50 odd firms lined up to onboard.
Amazing.
Maybe another 30 out of today.
Today we've got 30 firms at least that have approached us and said, come and we want to sign you up. So
that's incredible.
Yeah, we're getting some good traction.
Yeah. I mean, life for conveyancer, I mean, it's hard. They've got fixed fees, I guess, and they're trying to actually trying to smash through as many conveyancing matters as possible, and actually reduce their costs and things. And I guess saving time is very important.
Yeah, conveyancing's a commodity product. It's unique in the market in that respect. So a law firm offers that service often to get clients in the door.
Yep.
Your first-time buyer comes in, they do their conveyance, and then you do a good job, they become clients for life.
Yeah.
The market has fixed the price.
Yeah.
It's pretty low.
Yeah.
So over your side of the ditch, they've done some pricing, and we've heard through a management consultant that to do it on a time involved basis is about $4,400.
Yep.
But you're knocking it out for $1,800 on average. So,
yes.
So it's the same over here. It's a bit of a loss leader for firms. So we're trying to find a way to drive efficiency, put some profitability back in the space, but also to really provide some useful tools that practically see technology and law interacting in the space.
Yeah. So what kind of things does your solution actually do that makes it faster and better?
Yeah, so we start right at the genesis of a transaction. Most agreements sort of come in a sort of signed form, and we drop those into the platform. The platform reads the agreement, extracts all the details out. There's minimal typing and entry of any information. We'll then go and prepare a report out to the client just by reading source documents and preparing it as though it was a sort of associate, as been described in a law firm.
Wow.
We began at a junior, maybe graduate level, but we are sort of climbing the ranks of a law firm slowly as we get better at reading these documents. And then we can produce a variety of templates. You know, if there's a trust involved, we'll produce a trusts resolution or corporate resolutions. And we're slowly working our way now into other parts of the transaction. But I mean, ultimately, what we build next is always guided by the law firms that are using the product, and that's really how it's evolved from the first day, and it'll continue to evolve that way.
Fantastic. And what's on the roadmap for the future for the product?
Well, there's all sorts of things on our horizon. We're so excited about what the future holds.
Yeah.
So now we've got agentic AI, of course, which is the next logical step. And so we're going to see some fantastic advances in terms of what the output is going to be 5-10 times better than we're already getting.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to build all the way to the end of the transaction. So we started in the middle. That's the main pain point was, doing that sort of due diligence inquiry. So we found in our investigations, just going through law firms, that they were saying, we're talking to the staff that are actually doing it, and they're like, we might spend 3 or 4 hours doing this.
Yeah.
Like, oh, did you put all that in the timesheet? They're like, oh, no, we just put down half an hour.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you tell your partner that? They're like, oh, no, because we don't want them to know.
Oh, right.
I'm like, oh gosh, that looks like a real pain point. So we went to solve that. So that's where the initial starting point was. Then we built back to the beginning of the transaction. We've built out towards the middle and towards the end, and now we're going to go all the way. And then the future looks like 2 firms on the same platform at the same time, communicating via platform. And
wow.
Yeah. So
amazing. And is it a New Zealand only solution, or are you looking to expand beyond across to Australia, or where's that sit?
Yeah, we're absolutely looking to expand across to Australia, but we really want to make sure that we can serve the New Zealand customer base well first.
Yep.
Ideally, towards the end of this year, we'll be launching into probably New South Wales first.
Fantastic.
And sort of going state by state, pushing across Australia.
We've got we've done exploratory work with firms in Australia. We've got one firm that rings us on the regular, asking when they can get the platform.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So exciting roadmap ahead in terms of coming your way.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you guys actually doing the session today with us. I mean, it sounds like an amazing, innovative solution. If people want to find out more, where do they go?
Go and talk to the website.
Go and talk to the website. You can find us at
Ring if they want to. Only if they want to. Just flash it up there. Flash it up there. Yeah.
You can find us at light-house.co.nz. We're still working on the non-hyphenated domains.
We paid extra for the dash.
There you go.
Light-house.
I love it. Gerard and Simon, thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Put it there.
Cheers.
Cheers. You guys are brilliant.